Welcome to Rica Subtest 1 online test preparation course presented by ricatest.com. When a teacher notices that a student needs to work on a specific fluency component, being accuracy, rate, or prosody, the teacher needs to use direct and explicit instructional strategies to meet the student's needs. If a student struggles with reading accuracy, work on improving the student's word identification skills. For very young learners, teachers need to provide direct and explicit instruction in phonemic awareness, phonics, and sight words. Phonemic awareness skills are important because they are the part of the essential foundation for being able to decode each letter in the words that the students are reading. As children enter upper elementary grades, the goal remains to improve the students' word identification skills. And this is because swift word identification skills build stronger structural and syllabic analysis skills, as well as orthographic skill sets too. Next, let's look at specific strategies to build reading rate. If a student needs to improve their reading rate, this is often caused for students who feel embarrassed to read aloud, mainly because they make many errors while they do. And for a struggling student with this issue, we'll use the instructional strategy called whisper reading, where the students in the classroom each have their own book that is at their own independent reading level, and the children read the book aloud, but in a whisper voice. As the students are practicing whisper reading, the teacher walks around the classroom listening and monitoring, as well as taking notes in the teacher's journal. We have learned specific strategies now for building accuracy and rate, and next, you'll learn how to build students' reading prosody. If a student is struggling to read with the appropriate expression, a teacher should use the approach called phrase cued reading. This is when the teacher uses a text passage that the teacher has pre-marked to support the student in developing and refining the student's prosody. Remember, that's expression. The first step is where the teacher creates small reading groups based on sharing the same independent reading level. The teacher then provides the small group of students with the same text, which should be around the same length, somewhere between 50 and 200 words, depending on grade level and independent reading level. Now, what sets phrase cued reading apart from simply reading the same text together is that the teacher has pre marked the passage that will be read with either one forward slash, which signifies a comma, or two forward slashes, which signifies a period or a full stop. Let's look at an example using a sample text. Here we have the full sample text. Now I'm using just a sample, but as you can see, it's sample text, sort of like one paragraph in length. The teacher here would ideally retype the text in order to exclude punctuation, specifically focusing on commas and periods. Now, as you can see with this sample text, we have periods and commas, but we don't want them. So let's get rid of them. Now we have the paragraph with no commas, no punctuation. Next, the teacher here, what they'll do is they'll add either one forward slash just to replace the comma or two forward slashes to replace the periods that used to be there. So it will look like this. Now here, in a real lesson, the teacher, of course, would use an actual story. We're just using sample text for demonstration purposes, but you can notice where the one slash is, that's where the comma used to be. And where the two slashes are, that's where the period or the full stop used to be. Next, the teacher reads the text aloud to provide a proper model of appropriate reading using the slashes. Finally, the students read the text in pairs, practicing reading and paying particularly close attention to pauses and full stops. Feeling nervous about taking your Rica test? Click the link in the description below, get full access to this Rica test prep course, and start feeling prepared for test day.